Hello guys, welcome back to S3D, and here's a real unboxing of something that is actually purchased in, at the $10 studio. So anyway, this is going to be an unboxing and review of the Bandai Tamashii Nations Robot Spirits, or the Robot Tamashii Perfect Gundam version anime. This is actually a retail release, came out in 2020. Is not a very good figure, unfortunately. The core figure itself is the same as this guy, which is a good figure, but once you put on all the armor, it's mostly a huge disappointment because a lot of parts doesn't stay very well. And I'm going to demonstrate that in the video. I'm also going to show you something I think a lot of people don't realize is that you can actually pop the heads off these figures very easily. So yeah, making customs on these things are pretty easy. All you have to do is swap out the head, just like that. Takes no effort at all. So anyway, I bought this for a customer to make a custom. We're swapping the head of the regular Gundam to the version anime. This version. You're gonna see the difference once I open this thing up. So anyway, basically, this figure is still not selling very well on most online platforms. I think, right now the price is horrible. It's like under $70. And I think it will stay that way until the supply runs out. And it looks like the supply is quickly dwindling. So, if you guys are interested in this guy, I would definitely go online, buy it at these prices right now, below $70 before the price goes up. I know the figure is riddled with problems, but I don't think this guy's gonna come back. I don't think Bandai is gonna reprint this guy, just because due to the fact that it just didn't sell very well, due to the way it's designed. It's not very well designed. But yeah, I mean, if you're into modding, if you know how to fix stuff, you know how to glue stuff, you can easily make this thing a very good figure simply by gluing a lot of the armors like straight onto the figure. I mean, it all really depends on what you want to do. If you want to turn this guy back into like a regular form for whatever reason, then you're gonna have problems once you glue the armors on. But if you don't care, you just want a perfect Gundam that look like a perfect Gundam, then yeah, glue the parts, man, and then you will never experience any of the issues that what everybody's talking about online. Some people told me, that the quality got better after a couple after the initial release. I am very skeptical. I don't think the quality changed. I think they just did one batch and then that's it. So all of them are going to have this kind of quality control issues. So there you go. That's the instructions. It's very straightforward. You just put the armor on the figure. So really not that much to talk about here. But anyway, we're going to talk about it. Alright, so it's a humongous tray. This is actually a really good value for a Robot Tamashii figure, simply because of how much stuff you get. It's just unfortunate is have a lot of the armor connection parts have quality control issues, so that frustrates a lot of people. But yeah, I mean, look at what you're getting for under $70. You're getting the whole entire the regular Gundam set. You get the beam rifle, the shield, the bazooka, the effect parts. You get the Gundam, and you get the effect parts, and you get the hands, right? So that's a pretty good deal, right there. So the effect parts, you get the usual. Yeah, they just had to pack this in like the most ghetto way possible. Put it in the bag and then throw it in that corner. So you get the beam shooting effect, you get two beam saber effect, you get the curve effect, and you get the parts for the holder for the hands. And yeah, I mean, all these stuff, I don't think we need to talk about the shield. I mean, all this stuff is pretty much the same. Well, actually, no, this shield is unique, so we do need to talk about it. This is very different from what we expect from the regular release. This thing's got like the drop mines right here. These are they are individual, so that's actually really cool. and you also have individual beam saber hilts. So that's really cool. Obviously, they're removable. Are they different from the standard release? No, they're exactly the same. So, yeah, let's get this Gundam out here. This is what people want to see. Alright, so this is the difference. You can see the head is sculpted very differently. Okay, I think the best way to do it is to actually... See? Look at that. I just popped that off. So, yeah, for my customer who's been arguing me about this whole situation for about like 2 hours. Yeah, this guy argued with me that this is impossible to do. And I just did it, right? Well, he paid me for the custom, so whatever, you know. So there you go. I'm speechless, man. I can't believe, like, I don't know why people don't believe what I tell them on the... Okay, anyway, moving forward. So you can see the head is different right here. It's actually very different, the way the head is sculpted. Yeah, even the details are different. And this V-fin is not coming out because it's glued in. And you can see the quality control issues right there. You know, the thing is just not very well put together. Look at that seam line. Look at how crooked that piece is compared to this guy. So yeah, that there is problem with this thing. I think they rushed it, and somehow I think they think people are just gonna buy it no matter what. Alright, so anyway, this is the Gundam head on the regular. This version is what's this version? The best selection, figure. So yeah, the best selection's got these white joints, while most of the regular release have these gray joints. You can totally see the difference, right? This is actually a cheap figure. Yeah, they went full cheap on this one. I mean, look at it. Look at the color differences. It's mostly in the joints, and I think the plastic quality is about, yeah, it's pretty much the same plastic quality. This has a slightly darker shade, and you can see the parts are different. The V-fin, look at the V on here. This is super bad quality control. That's horrible. Look at the V right here. I mean, this is not that great either, but this thing is actually crooked. Yeah, obviously they know when you put on the armor, you're not gonna see the crooked, the V symbol, but that's pretty bad. Yeah. Yeah. Again, I give you guys honest reviews, so I'm not gonna like fanboy all the shit on my channel. So yeah, if you get offended by this stuff, well, I'm sorry. I'm actually a fan of these products. Okay. If I was a bullshitter, I would tell you that all these things are freaking amazing, and you should go out and just spend all your money on it. But yeah, the feet are different. There are actually differences in the detail. Look at this panel lines right there. And yeah, I don't know why this version doesn't have the panel line like this. That is really odd. Maybe this is something that I missed during the review. Maybe if you get the regular release, you also get the one with the panel line. Interesting. Anyway, but now you see the difference, and you can see that the head can be swapped. So there you go. So yeah, this head goes right in here. No problem at all. So now you have a Perfect Gundam that is more anime accurate, because it says anime, right? The Perfect Gundam, this version, is actually not singing any anime other than Gundam Build Fighters. But this is not the version from Gundam Build Fighters. This is the version from the manga, the PLAMO KYOSHIRO version. So this should not be version anime. It should be version manga, right? Yeah. So anyway, now it's got the version anime hit. That makes more sense. So anyway, I'm going to show you guys real quick before I get confused. The final product's going to look like this with this head. But for the sake of this review, we're just going to go like, as what the product's intended to be like this body with this head. All right, so this head, obviously, the head is different. It's more slender. It's like squish in. The face is squish in. The face, honestly, some people like the way this face look. Some people don't. I am one of those people who doesn't like the way this thing looks. So yeah, I don't really care for a face that looks like this. It just looks like a meme, you know, that Gundam meme. So yeah, it's the one that everybody want to make fun of. But anyway, we got two of these faceplate inserts. We got the happy face, so we're gonna put on the happy face. Because I am known to be a very negative guy among the Gunpla community. People saying like all my videos are super negative. So let's try not to be negative. Let's try to be happy right here. So we got the happy face. And we got this one, which I'm not going to use. I don't know what happened. Like this face just looked like, hey man, I got kicked in the nuts. Yeah, I got kicked in the nuts face. So there you go, we have that. The funny thing is, I get to keep these. Face plates because I'm swapping the head, and this figure is donated to me by my customer. He doesn't want it anymore. So yeah, I have a you know, the cheapest possible RX-78 in my collection, which I'm going to sell to pay debt. So there you go. All right, so we got the happy face, and you know, let's go over the articulation. It's the same as this guy. We got the toe articulation. Do we have toe articulation? Yeah, we have toe articulation. I mean, it's exactly the same, so you should have the exact same articulation. Very good articulation. I mean, the base figure itself is amazing. You know, yada yada, whatever. You know, swing out hips. Everything you would expect from this figure. You know, if you saw the review on that guy, you pretty much know the articulation. The arm goes up, the swing around, blah, 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 double jointed elbows. You know, this thing hinge forward, the neck, and the head pops off. Yeah, so the head pops out on the every single Gundam figure, except maybe the Red Warrior. I haven't tried on the Red Warrior. I think it can come off, but I'm not, you know, there's no reason for me to take the head off that Red Warrior, because that's I'm still working on that custom for a customer. So there you go. Well, actually, I'm selling that figure on for the customer. So there you go. All right, so we got that, and let's go ahead and attach the leg armor. You know, I noticed a piece of plastic just came off, this yellow piece of plastic. I noticed it was stuck on here. So yeah, that's awesome quality control. Yeah. I think these are, I'm pretty sure these are made in China, right? Where's the, yeah, made in China. Most of the SH figures are now coming from Vietnam. So I heard they had like some quality control issues with the Vietnam factory with the SH figure arts. But anyway, now he's got giant feet. The back part, yeah, it sticks in. You just have to push it in. You have to, you know, yeah. And that's not coming out unless you know, force it out. So everything is reversible if you don't glue it. I mean, it would be, you know, if you're concerned about structural issues, you might want to glue it, but I think for the most part, I think most of the armor parts, besides some parts on the chest piece, probably don't need to be glued, like these things. These design is pretty much the same as a full armor Gundam design, very similar. So the way they designed it, it's very well engineered. So like these leg parts, you don't have to worry about it coming apart. All the problem is in the skirt section. It's very, very frustrating. And why do I know that? Because this is not the first Perfect Gundam I experienced in person. I've seen 5 of these already. I made a whole bunch of customs using this figure. So yeah, I made a Perfect Gym, and when I was making the Perfect Gym, I didn't know the head comes off. So what I had to do is, I'd rather not talk about it. But I did a lot of work for nothing, unnecessary work. And yeah, I didn't have to do like most of the modifications on the figure that I thought I need to modify. If I knew, the head just comes off like that. Yeah. Well, now you know. So if you guys want to make like quick and dirty customs using these figures, it's actually really, really easy. All right, so the beam saber handles, they pop in. It's not really as easy as the regular ones. I don't know why the holes doesn't seem to be drilled precisely for the beam saber hilts to fit in. So you kind of have to force it in, which is very unfortunate because I think it's the same deal here. Because I experienced this problem with the other figures in the past, where look at it, it's not sticking in. It wants to pop off very easily. It's like a tolerance issue. Like you push on it and it comes off, and yeah, so it's very unfortunate. Yep, same thing here. You have to either push it in really, really hard and just hope it stays. Okay, well, actually, I spoke too soon. See, look at that. Like, if you touch any of the corners, it wants to pop off. Yeah, this thing is really, really frustrating. This is why, like, it's not a good seller, unfortunately. So you put this, if you don't glue it, and you're just asking for trouble, I guess. So we have that. Honestly, this front piece, I think is okay because there's a clip on underneath to hold it. But these side pieces are basically like a nightmare. Also, with this thing, you also have to be very careful. This thing, you cannot force this piece onto the body. It basically, you just have to let it sit like right here. And yeah, if you don't do that, you're going to end up breaking this figure. So that is something that is, I have experienced problem with that thing too. It's also very frustrating. These side parts, you push in like that, and that's okay. So this is my tip. So if you're gonna put together this figure, you want to make sure you attach all the front skirt armor first before you put on the upper armor. All right. And this is my experience of putting together this figure about 5 times. So, all right. So anyway, you want to take off the beam saber hilts because this thing covers the whole entire backpack. So basically, you do that. It's kind of like the full armor and the heavy Gundam, where you just there's 2 pieces that clips like the front section together. Don't put any pressure here because what's going to happen is that you're going to break that tab right there. That tab is going to be broken if you put any sort of pressure onto this yellow piece. What you want to do is just take this armor part, slide it in here, and then connect. Yeah, make sure you get the arms lined up properly. You don't want these parts colliding. Okay, or you can do this. Put the armor part in first, and then put the backpack on. I think this is probably the safest way. That way, you're putting pressure from the backpack onto these parts, and then not putting any pressure here. Yeah, that minimize the chance of you breaking that tab on the armor. It's not a good fit. There you go. All right, there you go. Push the pressure from the backpack onto here, and then just hold this thing in place like that. All right, so now you have that. So the armor piece goes on, and you want to clear the V-fin piece if you're gonna put the cannon downward like that, because this thing will tend to collide, and you're probably gonna get a broken V-fin. Unfortunately, I think a lot of people break the V-fin on this. It's actually thinner than the regular release. Yeah, it's I think this is why my customer wanted me to swap out the head. Yeah, I don't know why they did this, because look now, like It's very problematic. You can have the cannon down, but it collides with the head. And then if you don't, if you're like, not paying attention, you're going to break that V fin right off. Again, like I said, very, this thing has design problems. So anyway, let's go ahead and clip on the cannon right there. All right, I think I'm gonna end this review very soon because, yeah, this is not one of those figures I really care about. The only reason I'm doing this is for a custom. So there you go. Probably the easiest custom I will ever make in my career so far as a robot Tamashii customizer, if that's even a thing. Alright, so these parts are not too bad. They don't stay on. I mean, they stay on, but they stay on kind of loose. Yeah. Well, it depends. Yeah, it's loose, but not loose enough to come off very easily. There is a hinge right here. So when you move the arm, this thing goes up. So that doesn't hinder articulation. But it's not like, it's not like it's super amazing or anything. Yay, look at that. That's cool, right? And then you have to flip it back down. Flip this back down like that. All right, let's put everything back together. Put the beam saber hilts on here. I mean, if you like PLAMO KYOSHIRO, this is okay. I mean, like for the price right now on eBay and Mercari, this figure, it's going at it's actually a good bang for the buck. When it comes to Robot Tamashii, but when it comes to like these things coming loose and shit coming apart, yeah, it can get really frustrating. So basically, what you're gonna have is these parts constantly coming off, getting loose, this piece popping off, and then this thing can break if you put any sort of pressure on it. So you gotta do what I do. It's like you just hold this thing in place and then push the backpack forward, and there you go. All right, I mean, it looks cool. There you go, Perfect Gundam. And then let's do Perfect Gundam version anime. This is Perfect Gundam version anime. There you go, right? Just like the Gunpla. I think this actually looks really good versus, this ridiculous thing. So there you go, man. There's your custom for whoever that commissioned it. Perfect Gundam version anime for reals. All right, the effect parts. Well, what you can do with the effect parts is you can pour these parts onto these holes. I mean, I'm not gonna bother doing that. I'm done with this review. That's it. I'm done. All right. So anyway, that's pretty much it for this video. Yeah. Again, if you're watching this video in December 2021. If you want this figure, I say go ahead and go on eBay and Mercari and try to find one. Good luck. Get it at a good price so you don't have to pay like $150 or $200 in 2022 for a figure that's riddled with quality control problems, right? Happens all the time. People buy like Tamashii Nation products that's out of print, out of production, and then worrying about quality issues when you can just buy right now and save yourself the money and the trouble. Okay, one last thing before I forget, we do have the PLAMO KYOSHIRO stickers. So if you're into that, oh my gosh. Okay, anyway, here's the PLAMO KYOSHIRO stickers right there. Oh boy, what a mess. I just made a mess. Now I have to chase down all the stuff. We got the long beam saber hilt. Got the faceplate. And oh, actually we have, I didn't realize this. There's actually 2 V-fins. Well, I'm glad I did that. So, okay, so that's not bad. I never remember him having 2 V-fins. Where does this V-fin even go? Wow. I unboxed this thing 5 times and I didn't know that it actually had a second V-fin. I guess I don't even care about this figure at all, to be honest. Yeah. I like the Perfect Gundam version, the 2.0. The Perfect Gundam 2. I don't really give a crap about this guy. Alright, so I think that's that. We have all the stuff. Hopefully I'm not missing anything when I send this thing out. So that's pretty much it for this review. I hope you guys find the information helpful. Thanks for watching.